I've been seeing spirit and talking to people who weren't there from about the age of 2. And my very first memory was when I was 13, my dad took me along to the local spiritualist church. And I was sitting down the front and I saw the medium tune in, connect. And all of a sudden I just heard a voice in my head saying, you can do that. Whenever I would do healing, I would see these hands, see and then feel these hands go into the body and do operations. Abraham is like the main surgeon and I'm his vessel or his tool. So he uses me to do the work through. He's more interested in it's what he does now that matters, not who he was. But he says he lived about 3,500 years ago. And over the years, the connection's just grown. And he's with me now about 24 hours a day nowadays.
The first time when I saw Gary go into trance and Abraham came through, it was very, very different. His whole physiology changed, the way his body moved and stuff, and then his voice changed completely.
I simply act as the aid, the medication.
And I knew straight away, I said, you know what, either Gary's a damn good actor or there's something else is happening here that is beyond the eyes than what you can actually see.
So you're pretending to read the notes and I really can't. I'm really bad. Surgeon's hands.
Yeah, it's right there, yeah.
So do you always come to Gary first when you've got a problem, Keith?
Yeah, if I've got it, yeah. Gary's my first port of call actually. I had slipped a prolapse disc actually, and I'd seen many different types of specialists, and then a friend recommended Gary to me. He said he's a psychic surgeon, and as soon as he said surgeon, I was like, I'm not having nobody cut my back. And he said, no, he's not going to cut your back or anything like that whatsoever. So when I saw Gary, I was in the living room. I said to him, do you know what the problem is? And he said, yeah, I heard you had a back problem. I said, yeah, let me explain it to you. And then he said, oh, look, there's no need to. He said, I can see your spine, it's straight in front of me. He said, your bottom disc has collapsed and the one above it is worn. And I said, that's exactly what the MRI scan showed.
I charge £25 for a private session, if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, or if you're on benefits or something, then it's donation or just come along having treatment.
And so then he said to me, come with me, we'll go into the other room and we're going to fix it. And then when he said, we're going to fix it, I was wondering who this we were, because it was only myself and Gary. So we went into the room and lied down on the bed. And then I just put his hands on from the top. After a couple of minutes, he said, okay, your disc is back in. It's fine. So I was like, okay. So then he said, stand up. And as soon as I stood up, 80% of the pain had disappeared. I actually couldn't believe it.
I mean, I have had the odd clients. I remember I had this woman once show up, and I said, well, how can we help today? And she said, I want Abraham to kill my partner and make social services give my baby back. That was quite weird. Other weird ones, I had a woman and a son fly over from Spain once. They were expats. And basically, he believed he was Satan reincarnated and had joined the good side. She fully believed it. They believed the world was going to end in 2012. So they'd moved to Spain into the mountains where they'd built this like nuclear bunker to live in. Those are probably some of the weirdest ones I've had. I fully believe what I do. If skeptics make comments, I always read the comments. I hope someone shoots you. You're a con. I hope you die. You're going to go to hell. And try and see where they're coming from. But most of the comments made from skeptics are people who don't understand, who are making assumptions. I literally just have to stand up there and say what he says, really. And he's not been wrong yet.
We sit with the patients and then get them to formulate 3 questions that they want to put to Abraham. Once Gary's in trance, they can then approach Abraham one at a time and put their questions to him.
We're just basically setting up all the room for the therapies, because that is where we do the actual therapy room and the healing. So we're setting that up in there, and we're going to put the mattress on the floor, because sometimes after healing people tend to get a bit tired sometimes, and they can just lay down to recover and chill out a bit, can't they?
You'll line up. You'll get to put 3 questions to him. He'll answer your questions, and then he'll sort you into either physical treatment with him, treatment with one of the aid therapists, or to sit in current, where you sit in the energy.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Can we break the connection?
I've got tummy problems, which you have been dealing with, but I found out today there's possible something more severe.
As I look upon your energy field, my dear, the problem stimulates from lower down than the stomach.
Yes.
This is something that we can address, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Please sit in the physical area.
Okay, thank you.
And also I've been having bouts of manic depression, so anything that can be done to help that.
This is something that will be addressed this morning, yes.
Can you explain to people watching exactly what you do, how it works?
I aid the body to make a recovery. Sometimes we need to stimulate the energy field. Sometimes we need to produce new atoms, new molecular structures. Sometimes we simply need to send love.
What would you personally say to people who are non-believers or people who haven't given it a chance?
It is not really my place to say, my friend. I am not here to prove or disprove anything.
What are you hoping to achieve by doing this with Gary? And are you planning on staying with Gary for the rest of his lifetime?
One, my friend, could deem that as 2 questions, but I shall answer anyway. To answer your first question, my aim is to help mankind. You live in such a barbaric world. Mankind has not progressed since I walked upon the planet. I wish to help mankind to progress, to aid your healing, your recovery, to reduce your disease and illness. To answer your second question, no, I shall not remain with this vessel for the remainder of his lifetime.
Thank you, Abraham.
And with that, my friends, I must depart. Please really make the connection till the vessel is returned.
Thank you, Abraham. We'll pass that on.
Cool. How do you feel, Gary?
Quite dizzy at the moment, but it'll pass in a minute. But yeah, normally when I do trance, it's like quite smooth, so I'm normally quite relaxed the whole way through. But this time was very edgy.
What do you think that is?
Could just be the lack of sleep.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
Actually, I've got a lot of clients that come regularly, and their doctors know about it, and all the doctor says, look, if you're getting better because of it, continue doing it.
Had to have surgery, so whether the spirits help guided the surgeon's hand or not, I don't know, but it seems to be okay.
I think you have to experience healing to appreciate how good it is.
And I tend to suffer from depression, but if I have this every week, I don't get it.
As far as I'm concerned, and I say to the clients, if you're feeling better, does it really matter?